It feels great. You know, I love it. The more I come, the more I love it. You know what I mean? The weather's actually not too shabby, and I'm fighting another tough opponent. You know, like it's not the one I wanted. You know, of course I want a GSP, but that's next fight. You know, good Lord willing.
Is there a bit of deja vu? I mean, obviously you're back in Montreal, potential title shot on the line again. I mean, is it kind of deja vu for you?
Yeah, but you know, I forget about that. You know what I mean? I gotta get past Carlos Condit. Once I do, you know, it's GSP time. You know, if I beat Carlos Condit, nobody's in my way. GSP can't hide forever. You know, and I think after this one, like I said, if I beat Carlos Condit, it's GSP.
Do you feel like he's hiding?
It seems like it. You know what I mean? Just because of you can do a lot of things. You know, let's say I fight GSP, he beats me. Sweet, they still have the super fight. GSP loses. Sweet, they still have the super fight. You know what I mean? So it's a win-win situation. But he wanted Nick Diaz, and here I am fighting Carlos Condit, which is an amazing opponent in itself. And I'm excited. You know, like I said, if I can beat Carlos Condit, that means I am ready for GSP. Nobody else.
What if George moves up?
If George moves up, I want the belt. I don't care about George. You know what I mean? George St. Pierre, he's got the belt, so I want him. You know what I mean?
That's why you want him.
That's why I want him. And if he moves up, then guess what? I don't care. You know, I don't care about him or anybody else except for that thing they put around their waist. That's what I'm gunning for.
Do you have to win emphatically Saturday night or just get the W?
I think just get the W. You know, I've done, I guess, I think it's like, what, my last 5 fights, I've knocked 3 of them out. And 2 of them been the top 5, you know what I mean? Top 5. So, no, I don't have to do anything else. I've done more than GSP has. You know what I mean? Everybody that they've fought, I've fought, and I've knocked a couple of them out. So, you know, I've done what I needed to do. I just need my shot.
What did you think of the conference call between George and Nick? Because you could argue that that's the reason that people want to see that fight, is the 2 different personalities.
Yeah, it is 2 different personalities, but here's the thing is, these right here in my fists, that does my talking. You know, I have too much respect for anybody who gets in the octagon to sit there and just constantly drag them down. I like clean fights. That's why, you know, this fight with Carlos Condit, I like the guy. You know what I mean? He's a nice guy. We've both shown that you don't have to be a tough fighter to talk trash. You know what I mean? And that's what made this sport what it is.
Johnny, after your last win, you said that you would wait if you were promised the title shot. The fact that you took this fight, does that mean you weren't promised anything?
Yeah, you know, I thought I would wait, but you know, I started weighing out some situations. And whenever you do weigh out those situations, if I take, like, say I don't fight this fight, say Condit does fight, he fought Roy McDonald, beats Roy McDonald, who's to say that, you know, since I took the easy way and laid it low, who's to say they don't give it back to Carlos Condit for trying? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, there's a lot of things that are going through my mind in that scenario. I was like, man, I gotta keep my name out in the public's eye too. You know, I gotta keep fighting. That's how you get more fans. The more fans you get, the more they want to see you for the title.
And Condit is ranked higher than Ellenberger, and some think maybe a tougher matchup. Was there any hesitation in moving up from Big?
No, none at all. Because Carlos Condit, he's a tough fighter. He's just got off holding the interim belt. He just got done fighting GSP, and you know, so that's still fresh on everybody's mind. So if I can go out there and do good against Carlos Condit, then, like I said, there's nothing in my way.
You seem really confident. Where's that come from?
I gotta believe in my skills. You know what I mean? I believe in myself. You know, just like I think he does. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he's like, I'm gonna beat him. And that's the way I want to think too. Is I gotta go out there and do whatever it takes to win.
I know this is not the fight you wanted, but you got to feel like this is a step up, right?
Oh, for sure. You know, like I just said, you know, Carlos Condit, he's an amazing fighter. You know, I've watched this guy whenever I was in, you know, before I even got in the WEC. So just to be able to get into the octagon with him is going to be awesome. I'm so excited, and you know, like I said, he's going to test some of my skills out that nobody's seen, and I can't wait to show him.
So let me see if I got it right. You don't really care who wins the main events. The belt is the important thing.
The belt's the main important. Don't get me wrong. Now, if GSP wins, of course I want to fight GSP because he's held it for so long. That's my main goal. Is I'd like to knock off the guy who's held it for 4 years. But if that doesn't happen, then no. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and chase GSP around. You know, I want the belt.
Did it kind of sour you on the business side of the sport? Because you obviously feel you deserve to be in the main event.
Well, so does a lot of other people. You know what I mean? I am the #1 contender in the UFC, and George wanted a different opponent. Maybe he didn't feel comfortable enough to take a tougher fight. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what's going through his head. I just wish he'd tell me. You know what I mean? Hey, or come out and say, you know what? I know Nick Diaz. The reason why I'm fighting him is because he talks a lot of trash. I don't like him because of that. Don't sit here and make some bull crap like, oh, I think Josh Koscheck beat you. Well, you said that Carlos Condit beat Nick Diaz fair and square, and here you are going against your, you know what I mean? It's contradicting yourself. So that's what I'm mad about, is that right there.
John, what do you think of Diaz talking his way into a title shot? If that is the reason.
Yeah.
You don't trash talk.
No, I don't trash talk because, you know, like I said earlier, I have too much respect for anybody, but, you know, there's a point in time where enough is enough, you know, and I think GSP, you know, if I get through Carlos Condit, GSP doesn't have nothing to stand on. You know what I mean? He can't go after anybody else except for me, and I can't wait for that day.
Do you think you need to add trash talking to your game? Just be like, you know, look, GSP.
Oh, I can trash talk. You know, I can talk anything because I don't know GSP. I could say he's this, and this. Doesn't mean if it's true or not. You know what I mean? I could easily do that, but I don't want to be that kind of douchebag. You know what I mean? I want to look at it. I want to look across the octagon and say, you have not faced anybody like me. That's what his main little quote is. You've never faced anybody like me. Bullshit. You know, you've never faced anybody like me. That's why he didn't take the fight.
Johny, on the conference call, Nick Diaz said that no one wants to see a fight between you and GSP. What do you think of that?
Well, obviously he's never seen me fight because I knock people out. What does Diaz do? You know what I mean? He talks trash and throws his hands up, and that's it. You know what I mean? I knock people out. When's the last time any of you seen me use my wrestling? Huh? Like 6, 7 fights ago, you know, I used it a little bit on Josh Koscheck, but not much. So that's it. That's it. My attributes that nobody's seen. So for him to say that, he's not an MMA fan. You know, he is talking about he's an MMA fan. He's really not, if that's the case, because I watch all fights. I mean, I know how Nick Diaz fights. I know how everybody almost in my division fights. I've seen him one time or another, and that's what the sport is everybody getting together. And even though you may be fighting one day, you're still friends. That's what I think of is in mixed martial arts.
Johny, why is it that wrestling is something you put in your back pocket? Like you said, you don't use it as much as someone of your pedigree we think of you using it. But a fight like this versus Condit, it seems like it would come in handy. Why is it that you've holstered it a little bit?
Because nobody knows how to defend it. Nobody knows when to use it. I know, but no. Meaning that nobody knows how I set up my takedowns. Nobody knows how my jiu-jitsu game is. Nobody knows a lot of things. There's a lot of questions on me. They know how my stand-up is. That's it. They know how powerful my left hand is. That's it. So if you could get all the film footage you want on me, it doesn't mean that it's going to help you.
So you won't use it until this. You won't use it until absolutely necessary.
There you go.
Now, Carlos comes in with a pretty extensive resume, WEC champion, UFC champion, and yet you've still been pegged the favorite by Vegas. Do you feel that you've earned that distinction?
Yeah, you know that. You know, I tell everybody all the time, I want something that's earned, not given. I feel like I've earned that spot. And, you know, like I said, Carlos Condit, he's a tough dude. You know, I'm gonna have to go out there and be 100% ready. And if I don't, he ends up beating me. You know, that's how important this fight is. And not only that, but you know, I'm one fight away from my goal, and I'm not going to give George the satisfactory of me having to take another fight and losing. You know.
How much of this is fighting on emotion for you and aggravation over not being in the title fight?
It's never out of emotion. It's never out of anger. I don't give a crap what he did. It's in the past. The only thing is, it can't happen again. You know.
I feel like you painted yourself into a